The SEC has until after tomorrow to give a decision on the ETF of BlackRock. And Ukraine does attack successfully several areas in Russia, damaging certain airplanes. And Gabon, another French country in Africa, challenged the new re-elected president, pushing on the imperialism all in the West. Bitcoin miners may have found just the green energy they were looking for. Some miners found energy that is 99% free of carbon emission. Apple is using 3D printers to make new watches. That will change manufacturing significantly. And inflation here in Europe is sticky, and it may cause the French central bank to increase interest rates. And Binance, after MasterCard announced separation or suspension of the service, Binance may have found an alternative. Not to replace the card, but to at least diminish the damage. These are the things we're going to be discussing in today's video. And as usual, we begin with Bloomberg. And the main headlines on Bloomberg is Russia hit by drone wave as Kyiv battles biggest blitz in months. And what happened is the counteroffensive of Ukraine has not been significant until now. Now they have been able to attack Russia and their own territory and cause damage to some airplanes in airports. Also, they have first layer penetration on Russian defenses. Let's see what they have here. Drone attacks target multiple regions of Russia in a widespread retaliatory strike for the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. And the authorities in Kyiv battle the heaviest air assault the city has faced since the spring. Now, there's more to this, and something that I want you guys to pay attention to. According to Mikhailo Podolyak, the war is increasingly moving to the Russian territory and cannot be stopped. Another point of concern is this. Ukraine acts from defense principles and strictly adheres to an agreement not to use weapons provided by its international partners in strikes against Russian territory. Now, why those 2 points are points of concern? Because according to Medvedev, Russia has right to war with each and every NATO country. Now, why is he saying that? He's saying that because all the attacks that has occurred of those drones, one location in particular, it is about 700 kilometers away from any launching point on Ukrainian soil, which means we have a few alternatives here, a few options. One is it was launched by a country that is near by 70 or less than 100 kilometers from the location. Countries such as Estonia, which are member of NATO. So the thing is, was it really launched by Ukraine or was launched from a NATO soil? If it was launched by a NATO soil, this particular drone, that means a NATO country directly attacking Russia. The other alternative is, of course, some people in Russia who do not agree with the conflict and have launched that on that location, but still the question remains how they coordinate that with Ukraine. Also, some people already speculate, some experts on the military attack are affirming that there must be also help from satellite supervision and or spies, because how would Ukraine know the precise locations and the precise vulnerabilities to make the attack? The drone would have to travel 700 kilometers, which according to Russia, I want to re-emphasize this, it could not have traveled that far without being detected by Russians' radar. Also, the only other option would be, is it either too small or was launched from a different location? And if that's the case, not just Medvedev, but other people are saying that this is NATO directly attacking Russia. This is not Ukraine. Now, how much of that is true, I do not know. But the thing is, this is bad news because now the war will escalate even more and there will be more friction, more attacks. These are not good news for the world in general. Now, besides the drone attacks that are successful, Ukraine is also receiving in Kyiv a lot of attacks from the Russian missiles, which means now the escalation has gone on both parts. Also, Ukraine say that they have fierce Russian defense. Now, this is the first layer of defense, and of course, Ukraine is hoping to reach a point where they can take Zaporizhzhia, and then if they do take Zaporizhzhia, that means they can now cut the access from via land that Russia has to Crimea. Of course, that is still very far away. They just crossed the first line, but it is a great gain on Ukrainian side. And since we're talking about not good news, let's look at what happens in Gabon. Gabon, yet another ex-colony of France, has declared a coup after the president wins re-election. And the protesters are saying, France out, Russia in. They want to go to the other side of the ledger. Now, that was on the geopolitical front. Now, let's talk about traditional finance. Stubborn inflation in Germany and Spain keeps the ECB on alert. The thing is, inflation is sticky and is going up here in Europe, and Germany is already on a recession. Consumer prices in Germany, which is the region's biggest economy, rose to 6.4% in August from a year earlier, exceeding the median estimate of 6.3% in a Bloomberg survey of economics. So this means more hikes ahead, and the hikes are going to stay, or the interest rates will stay higher for longer. Now, Apple tests using 3D printers to make devices in a major manufacturing shift. Now, if this is successful, that means less waste, because now Apple doesn't have to cut, or the manufacturers of Apple gadgets don't have to cut an entire plate of metal. They can actually use 3D printers, which means less human labor, more precision, and less waste. That is great news for the industry, not such great news for those who work on the industry manufacturing those things. Now, that was on geopolitics, traditional finance, and tech. Let's look at crypto. Bitcoin miners may have found just the clean energy they have been looking for. We can see in this article, someone is saying another advantage of Icelandic electricity system is the total isolation from the rest of the world, protecting it against global electricity price inflation. The thing is, the next halving is going to happen in the first quarter of next year, and if the halving does occur, that means the miners are receiving half of the amount of rewards per each block. And of course, as energy prices do go up, or tend to go up right now, that is significantly decreasing the chances of miners to make mining profitable. And it's not just that. 99% of this particular enterprise happens to be carbon free, thanks to some sources of energy like volcanic energy. And it's saying here, some environmentalists worry the exponential electricity demands of crypto will inevitably result in more power plants, which could damage Iceland's unique ecosystem. Now, the thing is, for now at least, Bitcoin miners can move anywhere to look for their energy, and looks like they just found the clean energy that they're looking for in Iceland. And Binance has launched a crypto transfer service in 9 Latin American countries. Remember, I made a video where MasterCard cut ties or stopped helping Binance. You can see here, Binance has introduced SendCash, a crypto transfer service facilitating transfers in 9 Latin American countries. The service aims to address specific financial challenges in the region and promote financial inclusion. Of course, this was after the recent reports that revealed that Binance has discontinued the Binance card in Latin America and in the Middle East. The August 29 statement issued by Binance outlines SendCash will roll out in 9 countries across Latin America. This includes Colombia, Honduras, Guatemala, Argentina, Costa Rica, Paraguay, Dominican Republic, Panama, and Mexico. It notes that the service will initially allow users in the 9 countries to send funds to bank accounts in 2 countries. Users will be able to transfer their crypto through Binance Pay to send funds to individuals holding bank accounts in Colombia and Argentina. Great move on Binance. That will not, of course, repair the issue of the crypto card, but it is a significant step on the right direction. Now, something else that happens on crypto today. Judge dismisses class action lawsuit against Uniswap, but this is not the most important news. the most important news in my view is this one. The SEC first deadlines for 7 Bitcoin ETF approvals are coming up fast. How fast? The SEC first deadline to inform investment firm Bitwise on the fate of its ETF will come on September 1st. That is tomorrow. Now, BlackRock will be waiting for SEC decision for their funds the next day after tomorrow, September 2nd. Now, in my opinion, I think the response is going to be negative. And of course, if it's positive, the price will go up. If negative, the price will come down. That's my view. What I'm curious about is to hear your view. Please let me know in the comments below if you think the decision is going to be positive or negative. Of course, that will affect the price. And since we're talking about the price, let's talk about price performance of BTC. I remember mentioning that there was a win on the SEC case, and of course, the price went up. However, I remember making a video, be cautious, the price went up. There's a possibility of the price coming down because this growth is too fast and is unsustainable. And as you guys can see here, the price is already coming down from 27,900, which is almost 30,000, to now 27,200. Guys, be cautious. The best approach, in my view, is dollar cost average. Again, not financial advice. Now, if the response on those cases are negative, the prices will come down. And with this, I wrap up this video. Now, if you did like the video, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as we make another video. And if you do know someone who can benefit from this video, please do share. This is it for now. See you guys in the next video.